Well, very successful stint in Las Vegas. Played really, really well in a lot of different phases. To be able to perform offensively the way that we did without Jalen House, without Jamal Mashburn was extremely encouraging. I think it showed just kind of what the future looks like. Now, who the hell knows with all transfer stuff and all that. But we've got some young, talented pieces to go along with some good veterans. So it was 3 great wins. Those weeks can be very, very challenging with Thanksgiving, 3 games in 4 days, the element of Las Vegas, all that. And our guys handled it great. So now we're certainly excited for, a 3-game home stint. And a really tough week. Louisiana Tech is analytically the second best team that we have faced thus far. So we know it'll be a challenge, but we're certainly excited to be home. Steve, go curse him out.
How different is Louisiana Tech since they got the waiver for this?
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's a 5-man. It looks different for sure. I watched the Colorado State game, which was early, and they were up 10 at Colorado State, but he did not play. And he's a true kind of 5-man, skilled. So he's kind of that low post presence that they were looking for. They've got good talent. They really do, and they're well coached.
You have an update on Jalen?
Day to day, I mean, I think he's trending in the right direction. It'll be a game time decision, but he practiced yesterday. He'll practice today. He's inching closer and closer for sure.
You also have Mash.
Mash is hobbling. I would highly doubt he plays tomorrow. Didn't practice yesterday, and we'll see where he's at today. He's progressing, but certainly not 100%.
As far as their mindset for both of them, with Mash, he never missed a game. You said he missed 1 practice, you think, in his college career. Jalen's now up to 5 games missed. I'm just curious kind of where they're at, if there's frustration or anything.
Yeah, I think Mash is definitely down about it. Jalen's close to the return, so he's probably more excited. You're catching him at different times, I guess you could say. I think Jalen's excited to feel healthy. He went through practice yesterday, no issues. We did contact with him, so he had his usual pep to his step. He doesn't like to dip his toe in the water. He jumps right in there, makes his presence felt, which is good. Where Mash, I think, is discouraged because he takes pride in being available. He takes pride in practicing and all those things. So you could they're definitely different phases of where they're at.
And I know it's a good problem to have, but when Jalen comes back, what's the Donnie-Jalen dynamic going to be like?
Yeah, they have to play together. I mean, I think Donovan has showed. What I love about Donovan is everybody knows when he has the ball, make yourself available because he's going to find you. And that's the sign of a great point guard. And so he's looking to pass the ball for sure, so they can play together.
Do you anticipate JT being as comfortable at this level as he is just taken to it?
I will throw Geoff Grammer under the bus. Geoff was at a practice over the summer, and he asked me, who should I vote for Mountain West Freshman of the Year? And I said, I don't know the other freshmen in the league, but I would vote JT. Do these things really matter? No, they don't. But from the second he stepped on campus, he's been impressive, and he's made me change some of the things offensively that we're doing because we need to utilize him. So we always thought we got a good player. We always thought he was a bit of a steal. So I'm not surprised by it because he's been very, very consistent every day.
I did not vote for him.
Yeah, I know you didn't. Nobody cares, by the way. But okay.
I also know you take things one game at a time, but also there's a pretty big game coming up on Saturday with the Aggies. How are you looking at that? Just getting back at the pit.
Are we doing media Thursday or Friday?
I wasn't planning on it unless you want to do it Thursday, Friday.
I don't care. If you guys want to do it, we can do it. But
We'll do it Friday.
Can we do one each day?
You want to do one Thursday and Friday? I mean, we could talk Friday about it. I haven't even thought about it. All hands on deck for Louisiana Tech.
The three-point shooting still hasn't. I know Jamal Baker started hitting a couple, but it hasn't exactly picked up a whole lot overall. Is that still something you're hoping to?
Well, I think Baker making shots will certainly help. When House gets back, that'll help. Will JT be a high volume guy at the 4? I doubt it. I think he can make one, but I don't know if that's going to be his thing. Mustafa has shown that he can make a higher percentage than what he has done. So I hope he can certainly see the ball go in. That seems to relieve guys. True has shown the ability to make some. Q has shown the ability. So offense, I have no gripes with the offense. We shot 57% last game. But, yeah, we need to be able to – we may look personnel a little bit like last year, but if we share the ball like we did versus Pepperdine, there'll be a really good balanced offensive attack.
We're starting to see Nelly as just, not ungodly numbers, but just steady, controlled, all this and all that.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard for people to be rational. That's the world that we live in. He's been here a month. I think a month today is what it is. That's really, really hard. I look at what he did at Iona. Now, I've seen him more than everybody else because I watched all of Iona's games. So I saw what he can do. I saw what he did versus Morris in our building. Nelly is going to get better and better as he continues to get more comfortable. And he's showing it. I mean, it's a timing thing. I highly doubt he was in Nigeria doing what we're doing every single day. So he looked really good his last game, and he continues to improve every single day.
As far as tempo goes, you guys have been playing some up and down games. Maybe that's because you're making so many shots and not long possessions. But you guys are, I think it's 6 right now in KenPom and tempo.
Yep.
I know you want to play fast, but that's extreme fast. Our 6 out of 360 teams is pretty fast.
I've always said that tempo slows down if you're a way better defensive team. I thought we were terrific at times in Vegas defensively, but that'll slow the game down. Offensively, I have never told our guys to shoot fast. I've never said that. We want to push the pace. We run some early action that may create something, but I don't. 6 is probably a little too fast for sure, but I'm never going to push the brakes. I mean, we were phenomenal off of misses last game. We were very, very efficient. And that's the time where you can really, really run. So 6 is probably a little high, but, we'd certainly love to be top 50-ish, whatever that may be.
You never want to have injuries, obviously, but with that, the way the team played with 2 starters like House and Mashburn out in your most recent game against Pepperdine had to be something you were very pleased with.
Extremely encouraging. If college sports didn't change as drastically as it changed, you sit there and go, my goodness, we've got a sophomore, we've got 2 freshmen who are going to be terrific players that are on the court right now. Every single year we're going to have to build a new team, whether it's retained, transfers, et cetera. So there's a whole different thing there. But we got some really good young talent, And you look at, do you take all transfers? Do you recruit high school kids? Like Donovan Dent, pretty darn impressive for a high school kid. JT, True, very, very impressive. Braden came in, looked, for a young guy. Quentin, I mean, those are all high school kids that we recruited who are all, technically freshmen except for Donovan. So there's still value in the high school recruiting. The problem is we're living in a world where people are growing more and more impatient now than ever. So you got to find a way to win now. But yeah, I mean, I'm very, very encouraged by the trajectory of the program to go along with the recruiting has been, I think, terrific.
With all those young guys, is there any concern at all, just in terms of like hitting a freshman wall or anything like that?
Yeah, of course. There's concerns. Everything that we do, there's concerns. And freshmen have to understand how to be good all year. And they normally do hit a wall. And they normally, older guys are able to kind of power through that and perform when they're tired, mentally, physically, going through, we deal with 2 semesters, so you've got finals and all those things. Christmas break, travel, all that. And the great ones don't wear down. So although JT and True have been very, very impressive, how can you do that when you're tired? Those are where the great players separate themselves.
Was Braden's dunk something that was talked about a lot when maybe watching film?
I rewound it a couple times, and so we're going to put that on your senior day. Hopefully you're still here. You never know. These guys never stay 4 years anymore, or 5 for him. But we'll put that on the senior day highlight reel. It was a good move, good little crossover. I'd give it about a 6 out of 10. I thought he could have got a little higher on it.
6 out of 10.
Yeah, no, it kind of like hit the front and it wasn't a great, it was a good dunk. But it was a great moment for him.
Obviously not basketball related, but you mentioned him at your presser when you got hired, and Danny's been let go since we talked to you last. So just curious your thoughts on just sort of, Danny and what he meant to, I guess, your first few years here.
Yeah, he reached out to me during the process before I got hired, and he spoke about Albuquerque, and I thought that I was a guy who'd been here one time for a game in the pit, and I didn't really know Albuquerque all that well, and Danny's conversation really helped sway me in the direction of taking the job. I was here alone, and him and Sandra reached out, took me out to dinner. I went to the wrong restaurant, but I learned where the valley was versus the Northeast. He taught me that, but it just handled himself with amazing class, amazing grace. Did everything right. We are in a very tough position. I have dealt with it. I've been fired. And I called him a couple days ago and said, listen, if I can give you some advice, when I got fired, I agonized, I cried, I beat myself up over the fact that I was taking my family out of a situation that they loved. My kids had great friends. My wife had great friends. And because I wasn't able to win at the level that Minnesota wanted me to, I had to take them out of there. And I really beat myself up over it. And I told him, I said, do not do that. Sandra's a great lady, very personable. She'll meet a lot of great people. Your children are great kids. They'll make great friends, just like my wife and kids have done. Danny's going to go on to a great football spot, and he's going to kill it, and his family's going to do great as well. So you can't beat yourself up over it. The landscape has drastically changed for all of us coaches. And I've been fired once. I hope I don't get fired again. But the way this thing is going, it just seems to be moving in that direction. So he should hold his head up high because I know he poured his heart and soul into this program.
All right, so the big question is, you've been playing out of your mind, having the breakout season, but about to get Jalen back, whether it's tomorrow or Saturday, we don't know. But when he comes back, what's your role going to be in making sure the two of you are on the court together playing right?
I mean, I don't think much changes. I think the best thing about House coming back is that he just brings a great energy on defense. So, I wouldn't say it's going to change too much. We're all just kind of excited to get him back in the flow and all that.
I know defensively, the question with this team is if you, Mash, and House are on the court together, that's 3 6'2" or under guards. So there's going to be a size problem. Defensively, do you guys have to do something different, or is it just getting up in your guy a little bit closer?
I think we just got to play harder. We know we're a little shorter than some teams, but I don't think it really affects us that much. We did a 3-guard lineup a little bit last year, and I think we were fine with it. So we just got to play defense, really.
You know how important veterans are on a team. Everyone hears that, but what you guys have been able to do as a young core, you, True, and JT, especially last week. I mean, where did that come from, and how do you guys keep progressing as just a good young core? I
mean, of course, veterans are always great because they tell us what we need to learn along throughout the game. But I mean, when young guys are playing like that, and then the vets step in and play just as well, I mean, that's kind of dangerous for a good team. So we're kind of excited.
You're confident going into every game, but just to do it on a consistent basis, every game last week. I mean, how big was that for you, just confidence-wise moving forward?
It felt good. I felt like last year I had a couple up and down struggles. So for me to keep performing at the rate I'm performing right now, it felt good to play how I know I could play.
Curious what you thought. I asked your coach about Braden's dunk. How was that in the film room?
That was good. We played it a couple of times. I think he reposted on Instagram about 5-6 times yesterday. He's pretty excited about it. So I was making fun of him for a little bit, but he did good. It was a good play by him.
It was a good play, right?
Great
it wasn't
play.
Just like a
no.
Thing either.
Cross the guy a little bit, get to the rim. I'm trying to get one of those myself. So
Has he ever done that to you in practice?
Never never gonna happen.
A play like that, though, I mean, he had been struggling a little bit. Obviously, last year didn't go his way with the injury, but he had been struggling early on this year, too. Play like that, maybe get him going a little bit?
Oh, 100%. I think that was a big energy. He's been playing, had a good practice yesterday. I think that's a big energy boost for him, and I'm kind of excited for him. It's one of my best friends on the team, so I'm excited for him.
Looking ahead at tomorrow, what stands out about Louisiana Tech on film?
We've only watched a little bit of personnel. I mean, they got a lot of good guards. That big man is selected player of the year. They're a good team. We just got to really defend the ball well, and then offense will always come for us. We just got to really guard the ball.
Three-point shooting hasn't really, volume-wise anyway, hasn't really gone well for you guys yet this year, but maybe that's just because it's working so well down low. What can you do, though, to spread it out a little bit? Because if you guys don't start doing that, then people are just going to clog the lane a little.
I think once people I feel like once people start taking away in the pick and roll, like me throwing to JT, like all that, our shooters are going to start knocking down shots. We all believe in that. So I just got to get them the ball more. I feel like we haven't taken that many as a whole team, so we start getting them up, we'll be fine.
Having Mash get injured last week, did you guys have to really regroup going into the game, or did you guys just show up and do what you guys normally do?
I mean, it like stuns a little bit because Mash is a really tough guy. We never think he'd be out of game. So but I mean, True did a great job of stepping up and filling the role. So I mean, that's the best thing about this team. We have so much depth that one man goes down, we just have another player step up for them.
Your game has really improved from last year. What do you attribute that to?
Just working out a lot during the summer. It was a big reality check last year with me during conference play, so I just kind of focused on those key things, and I've just been working on them a lot, and I'm going to keep working on them.
What can you tell JT and True about freshman wall and conference play? Like, it's a longer season than high school. Like, what can you tell them about what you went through last year that maybe they can, it could help them if possible?
I just told them that, they're doing great right now in non-conference on it, but conference, they really zone in on all the little things that they know you do well. So just kind of be prepared to, hit a little bit of a wall, but bounce away from it. Don't get stuck in the mud over there. That's all I've been telling them. Just keep moving on from the next game. Just keep being better.
I didn't talk to you after the Wednesday game, but how was Dad's ham?
Oh, what's crazy is they didn't even cook. We went out to eat at dinner, so I was kind of upset. We went out to eat. It was good food though.
Right. So he owes you a ham.
He owes me a ham. I'm not gonna lie. He owes me something.
What about the mid-range, Donnie? It looks like you've added a little bit to your game. You've been working with Mash, or where's that?
Of course, seeing Mash do it all last year, but I mean, I just feel like it's easy for me to get to off my pick and roll because teams try to go under. It doesn't work too well now, so I think it's a big help to my game. It makes it come a little bit easier to pass the ball to my bigs and all that because they can't really sag back.
I know right before you came here, you were upstairs in the weight room. How much did the weight room this offseason change or help?
Oh, that was huge.
You put on some weight, right?
Yeah, that was huge. I put on I think about 10, 11 pounds maybe roughly, and it was I just working with Coach Flores every day, just trying to get stronger, so people can't really bump me off my path anymore because I'm a downhill driver, so I want to be able to hold my ground. So that was really huge for me.
And the arms are bigger than last year, aren't they?
I hope so.
Yeah.